We all know about cancer and common cancers. So, endometrial cancer, skin cancer, liver cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer.
Yeah.
These 5 cancers, people who drink coffee have a lower cancer mortality from these. So, 5 cancers: cirrhosis of the liver, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's dementia, the early stage of Alzheimer's called cognitive decline, low risk in coffee drinkers. Low risk of type 2 diabetes. Here, both decaf and regular coffee work. And if you drink 4 to 6 cups, there's a 40 to 54% reduction in developing type 2 diabetes. And if one already has type 2 diabetes and they drink 2 cups, regular or decaf, there's a 30% reduction in cardiovascular mortality.
Beyond wine, we really care about health. The health of the planet and the health of each other. That's what inspired us to start this business. Our family of team members meets every morning for a group meditation, followed by an open gratitude session. We believe a sound mind with a focus on peace is the best instrument for change. Joint meditation is the cornerstone of our company culture, and it helps us remember what's important, spreading joy and love, just like our family growers. Our family is a collection of passionate, health-conscious individuals who love to laugh and enjoy each other's company. We eat seasonally, grow our own vegetables, cook together, and share wine. Our team is incredibly dedicated to our mission. Everything from sourcing the wines to answering service questions. Your natural wines are found and sourced around the world by our wine team. They taste every one, oversee their lab testing, and choose exactly which ones go in which box. If you order, your individual box will be packed by our incredibly hardworking fulfillment team. If you have any questions, your service requests will be handled by a wonderfully loving member experience family who only have one goal in mind, your 100% happiness. This video is put together by our talented media team, filmed and edited in-house, just like the rest of our artful media. From our unique creations to our printed lifestyle piece called A Matter of Taste. We put love into everything we do, and we hope to share it with you.
Hey, good afternoon. Happy Saturday. You're listening to a very special broadcast of the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Unfortunately, today there is a Tar Heels game that is preventing me from broadcasting live on the airways here in the Carolinas. But as you know, that never stops us from coming at you with the information that you need to be able to heal yourself. Hey, the Ask Dr. Ernst Show exists for a reason. You get to ask a health question, we answer, and a lot of what's been coming in on our desk today is, again, about fatigue, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia. Like, why am I so tired? So today, I'm going to do a special edition, Cliff Notes to Fixing Fatigue, the top 7 things that you're doing or are being done to you that's robbing you of your energy, and how we fix them using a functional medicine approach so that you don't have to rely on the over-the-counter medications for fatigue. energy drinks, energy bars, energy supplements, the multi-billion-dollar energy industry wants you to think, listen to this, that it's because you've run out of B vitamins. And it slightly has to do with that, but drinking B vitamins with sugars and caffeines and stimulants of amino acids is like medicating a condition. So we want today for you to see what are the top 7 causes of energy fatigue in human beings. Why are so many people so tired? And if you don't think it's a big deal, listen to some basic stats. The most common symptom people tell their medical doctors when they go in for just a standard exam is, man, I'm tired. Look, I don't know about you, but the classic conversation I hear when out to eat as you eavesdrop on that table next to you is, man, I'm just so tired. And, I'm running around like crazy with my kids or my job, and I just seem to have no energy. So I thought, Cliff Notes to energy, let's do it. Okay, so number 1, I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but your body is self-producing energy 24 hours a day. So if we can think of it as more efficiency, can we get ourselves up to the energy efficiency level of 100%? Can we increase our miles per energy so that we can do more and be more active and let the excess energy we have take care of our healing, take care of our weight loss, make sure our sugars, triglycerides, cholesterols, everything are all in balance. This is how your body's designed to work. You were created to produce your own energy. You were created to use that energy for repair and regeneration. So if a system starts to go south on you, you should be able to turn on the energy reserves, activate your immune system, go clear and heal whatever's going on. Then the energy system stays stable and active, so you feel great, and the side effects again are you lose weight, your numbers are reset, etc. So in order to solve this thing called energy crisis that most of us have, I want to show you what most doctors are not talking about. These 7 conditions that are sucking the life out of you. Here we go. Number 1, it's called a subluxation. It is the idea that your nervous system is physically an energetic highway. It's an electrochemical signal, electric energy that comes from your brain, goes down your spinal cord, over your nerve roots to every organ, cell, and tissue inside of you. So I want you to think just symptomatically. If you're globally fatigued, we're talking about major energy blocks in the spinal cord system, usually within the neck, around the base of your skull, etc. Why? Well, science estimates you've got 100 billion nerve cells inside of your brain, and all 100 billion of them send a signal down the spinal cord using a wire-like projection. It's almost like a finger that comes off the cell. It is their energy wire. And all of those energy cell wires go through the spinal cord in your neck. So if you have a subluxation or an interference in your neck, it can affect your entire body, literally. Okay, so what is this thing called a subluxation? Because some of you, this may be new to you. If you've been a faithful Ask Dr. Ernst viewer, you know it is the core foundation of your energy, of your immune system, of your healing. The ability for you to do anything is resulting from your brain sending signals down your spinal cord. So if you have high blood pressure, functionally, we would say, wait a minute, that's an energy crisis to your heart. If you've got diabetes, it's an energy crisis to your pancreas or your liver. If you have acid reflux, do you see it? Energy crisis to your stomach. What about indigestion, irritable bowel, leaky gut? Energy issue in the organ. Thyroid, if your thyroid's not working properly, energy issue in the organ. Your body does not work without an electrochemical signal sent from the brain down the spinal cord. So the way God built you is the cord, that little tiny sort of yellow tube right here, is inside, so important that it's surrounded and protected by a bony structure called a vertebra and the disc, which allows for movement between each joint. So you have 24 vertebrae, which make up your entire spine, and you've got discs in between each of them. There's a space for the nerve to come out. So if you look here on this example, right there, the nerve is the wire. It's the conductivity of energy. So think of it like a fuse box in your house. If you have a blown fuse, then the wire is no longer transmitting energy to wherever it goes. And so if it's your kitchen, if it's your refrigerator, if it's your bathroom, if it's whatever, the appliances won't work. Is there anything wrong with them? No, it's the fact there's no energy going to it. So first of all, those of you who are chronically fatigued, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndromes, all these fatigue disorders, do you actually technically have an issue inside of your body? Well, you're not producing the energy and sending the signals appropriately, so you feel it, but there's nothing wrong with you. Your cells, your tissues, your organs, they're only doing what they're being told based upon the fact that there is a blockage in your energy pathways. So what we need to do is, number one, assess and discover, do you have a subluxation? It's a medical term to describe less power. Sub, less, lux, light, energy, power, ation, the state of. Okay, so less energy, the state of. If your body is in a state of less energy, less productivity, it is from a subluxation, and the region of the subluxation is going to be specific to what you are feeling. So if it's in the upper cervicals, ears, eyes, nose, throat, sinus, and if it's cranial nerves, heart, lungs, liver, spleen, pancreas, gallbladder. This is why the upper cervical nerves are so important, because if they're interfered with, it can affect your entire body. We see this very often with patients with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, adrenal fatigue. Their issue isn't genetic. It's not some sort of I'll call it nutrient deficiency. It's the fact that there's simply nerve pressure and irritation in their spine. Subluxations are the most detrimental condition you can have because you can't feel them. They can only be detected by taking x-rays or doing spinal thermographies. But if you have a subluxation, it's why your energy is draining. It's why you end up with symptoms: asthma, palpitations, arrhythmias, high blood pressure, stomach acid reflux, indigestion, stomach ulcers, cholesterol issues, triglyceride problems, blood sugar issues, irritable bowel. Guys, that's just me looking at a basic map of your nervous system and going, if it's interfered with, your organs don't work the way they should. This condition called a subluxation, in my opinion, is the most overlooked, most underdiagnosed cause of most people's health issues, including their energy. Nerve irritation and or inflammation stops the signals of energy coming from your brain to your body at 100% their capacity. The effect is lack of function. In the chiropractic profession, they'll call it dis-ease. You don't have ease of ability. The ease for you to have your energy, your focus, your body's ability to repair itself is gone. And listen, dis-ease, the lack of natural function, will end up into disease where there's no dash anymore, and that is the organic breakdown of natural health in your body. So if you've been diagnosed with something, fibromyalgia, look, it's an energy issue. Chronic fatigue, it's an energy issue. Adrenal fatigue, it's an energy issue. And we first have to look and see, do you have stenosis, arthritis? Are the discs abnormal? Is there a bulge or a wedge hitting the nerve, inflaming the nerve? Do you have a subluxation? Dr. Ernst, how would I know if I can't feel them? You have to do testing. Spinal thermography is a fantastic test. It'll show you heat, swelling, and inflammation around the spinal nerves. It helps us zoom in and say, hey, look, there's one possibly. So then we take x-rays and we look and we measure the disc heights. We measure the alignment. We need to make sure the spine is straight in its proper positions, because if it's out of alignment, the nerve is affected and subluxation sucks the life out of your energy. So there's functional root cause number one. Wow, we have 6 more to go, and we're running shy on time. Okay, number 2, ready? Chronic illness and infections. Okay, I hate to say this, but so many people are walking around with low-grade infections that don't spike a fever, they don't make you tired and irritated. You're not runny nose, cough, congested, but you still have either a virus or a bacteria floating around in you, sucking the life out of your energy. It has been shown that cytomegalovirus, Epstein-Barr virus, candida, and overgrowth of bacteria in your intestines can rob your body of energy simply because these infections go after a very special portion of your cells, which are the mitochondria. Listen, your mitochondria are the engines that produce the energy. Remember we said before, your brain makes it and sends it down the spinal cord? Well, what's making it in your brain are the mitochondria. Every single cell in your body has a mitochondria, and for some of you, this engine is inefficient. It takes the nutrients you eat, fats, proteins, carbs, cranks them through an engine. This is a very simple analogy, of course. It's quite biomechanically and biochemically complicated, but the engine will turn and what comes out is energy. Now, some of you are eating your food and you're not getting any energy, or you're getting less amounts. The efficiency of your mitochondria have to do with, do you have low-grade chronic infections? One simple way you can very easily find out is go pull your classic CBC, the blood test your doctors are doing on you annually, and look at the neutrophils, the lymphocytes. It's called the differential. You want to see how many white blood cells are in your body by percentage. And here's the golden rule. You need 60% of your white blood cells to be neutrophils. Neutrophils kill bacteria primarily, and we have more bacteria on us than anything else. So we want good amounts of neutrophils, 60% by volume. Lymphocytes kill viruses, and so we want them to be around 30%. Yes, we still have viruses inside of us and we get exposed to viruses, but there's more bacteria than viruses typically. So guess what? Neutrophils 60%, lymphocytes 30%. Now you might be going, wait, that's only 90%. What about the other 10? Well, they're broken down into monocytes, basophils, and eosinophils, special subset white blood cells that help to attack other types of infections. Now watch this. Monocytes go after mononucleosis. Epstein-Barr virus, for example. So if your monocytes are higher than 7%, you should start thinking, I probably got a chronic Epstein-Barr virus infection. If your neutrophils are higher than 30% and if your lymphocytes are higher than 30% and your neutrophils are coming down, because again, neutrophils 60, lymphocytes 30. If neutrophils are 50 and lymphocytes are 40, see what's happening? Your immune system is saying, I don't care about bacteria. I want to get rid of viruses. So if you see a shift in your neutrophil to lymphocyte ratio, I know it's complicated, guys, but it's actually quite easy. Go pull your blood test. Go dig through and look how many neutrophils by percent. They're going to give you a number. 60, 50, 40, whatever. How many lymphocytes by percent? It should be 60% neutrophils, 30% lymphocytes, 7% monocytes, and like 2 to 1% basophils or eosinophils. Eosinophils go after things like parasites, so we don't want a lot of those. Basophils go after cancer cells, so you want like 1% or less. So the majority neutrophils, lymphocytes. So if you have a shift in your neutrophils and lymphocytes, I want you thinking, it's a chronic infection, a viral source. And now, ready? Let's see if you've been paying attention. That implies a subluxation is present somewhere within your spine, preventing your immunity from attacking those viruses by themselves. Or that you're just nutrient deficient and you need a good cleaning makeover so your immune system kicks up. Hey, that leads us to number 3. Does it make sense that diet imbalances, nutrient deficiencies could make you fatigued and tired? Why? Well, we need food. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? Like, hey, I eat food. But does your food have vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that are specific to turning this engine on? Your mitochondria need very special nutrients to crank this thing. So let me give you a list, because here's the challenge. Most people are never tested to find out how much physical nutrients they have in their body. They'll say things like, I take my vitamins, but do you actually have them in the cell tissues? There are tests you can run to determine how many vitamins, minerals, amino acids you have in your body. I would rather have that test run than a basic medical blood exam looking at cholesterols and sugars and liver functions, because if you're nutrient deficient, all of those are going to be off balance. What are the nutrients that rapidly ramp up your mitochondria and help you to produce energy? Here they go. Ready? Vitamin D, zinc, curcumin, CoQ10, N-acetylcysteine. It's an amino acid that helps with antioxidation. It cleans out all the waste products. Carnitine, L-carnitine specifically. Look, L-carnitine takes triglycerides, which are fats, and physically puts them into the mitochondria so you can make energy out of them. So if you're carnitine deficient, you won't burn fat for energy, and it leads to weight loss resistance, and it leads to chronic fatigue. Alpha lipoic acid, one of the greatest antioxidants that we know of, cleans the mitochondria, helps to produce better brain functionality. And listen, I'm going to say minerals are vitally important. Vitamins are one thing. Minerals, huge difference. Calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper. The big bad boys for energy, ready? Copper, zinc, boron, and magnesium. I hate to say it, but most people we test severely deficient in the nutrients they need to churn their energy engines. So could you have a subluxation? Yes. Could you have chronic infections? Yes. Could you physically be depleted of the nutrients that you simply need to turn the engine? Yes. And there's our top 3. Okay, shifting to number 4. All right, it's a big one. If your methylation process is deficient, you probably have heard of this thing called an MTHFR mutation. If you have a mutation, or if you have an inefficient methylation process, which most people have, then you can't activate B vitamins. Listen, most of you know B12, right? Woo, it's my energy shot. I went off to the infusion clinic and I got a B12 infusion, or my doctor's been giving me shots of B12 and I feel a little bit better when I get them, so my energy comes up, but then I drop again. Okay, look, all the B12 in the world could be poured on your body, massaged into it, but if you don't methylate your B vitamins, useless. Okay, methylation is an enzymatic process where you actively attach a carbon unit to either enzymes or to nutrients. You need methylated B vitamins. And if you can't methylate, folate drops, B12 drops, energy drops, and a lot of you will go start outwardly sucking these things down by taking vitamins or energy drinks and only temporarily getting the effect. So instead, fix the methylation process. There are enzymes you can take called methyl supporters. They're methylation enzymes that help you to fix this. If you have an MTHFR mutation, you need to be taking methyl supports no matter what. And if you're someone who's searching for better energy, increase your methylation efficiency and you'll start to see a turnaround with your energy. Okay, number 5. Hey, we're doing pretty good. Ready? Leaky gut. This is a big one. And why? Well, look, if you can have nutrient deficiencies causing energy deficiencies because your mitochondria now don't have the nutrients they need to generate energy, a gut leak is why most of us have deficiencies in our nutrients, because we can't absorb them. Now, here's the challenge. People will say to me, but I take all these vitamins, Dr. Ernst, how can I be deficient? That right there is I'll call it subjective diagnosis of gut leak. Because if your gut is leaking and you're taking nutrients, you're not absorbing them. That's why you're failing the test despite taking them. Does that make sense? Man, I hope this makes sense. So we've got to look and find out, do you have a gut dysfunction and or a leaky gut? Here's the reason it sucks the energy out of you. Again, number 1, it depletes your nutrients that you need for physiological function. Number 2, it stimulates an autoimmune response, and we start to attack joint tissues and organ tissues instead of repairing them. Lots of attack means you need to spend lots of energy for repair. So your immune system is going to be activated, and it requires a ton of energy for that. Creates chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. So as you become inflamed, your body is less efficient, again, at absorbing nutrients, and the signs of chronic inflammation, elevations in your classic numbers, sugars, cholesterols, triglycerides, palpitations, blood pressures, all the stuff people have that they want to get well from, chronic inflammation. Can you see how we're nailing into the roots? Subluxation, number 1 cause, interference in the energy pathways physically within your body, that of a fuse being blown in your body. Chronic infections, cytomegalovirus, Epstein-Barr virus, chronic bacterial overgrowths in the intestines, and or fungal candidal infections. Impaired methylation, the inability for you to activate the enzymes that turn on your immune system and activate your vitamins. Diet inefficiencies because of a gut leak. So we lose calcium, magnesium, selenium, copper, zinc, boron, all absolutely essential for energy metabolism. And we discussed the fact that if your gut is leaking, it's what's preceding and causing a lot of this. Hey, I've got 2 left, only 1 minute, so I'm going to do these after the commercial break. What about our thyroid? Okay, your thyroid's hugely involved in energy metabolism. And how about the fact that many of you are taking medications that are trying to make you feel better from some condition, blood pressure, sugars, cholesterols, pains, anxiety, depression, whatever you're taking. But the very issue with medications is the number one side effect is fatigue, because they destroy the mitochondria. So I'm going to give you the top list of the most energy depleting medications so you can hopefully wake up and realize, stop medicating, start finding the answer, the solution to your health issues. Go down this list of 7, find out if you have them, get them fixed, and guess what? All of that is available to you when you download our Energy Heal Thyself ebook and join me for the masterclass that I'm hosting next Saturday. I know this is a special broadcast, right? Click the link above or below to grab your ebook and join me on the masterclass. I'll show you how to solve your health issues naturally in a simple method that implements functional care. Hey, it's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if we told you coffee was good for you?
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Hi, my name is Gary Greenfield with Greenfield Water Solutions, and I want to introduce you to our newest product, the MR500. It's a whole house structured water filter system. It's set up in an all stainless steel multi-round filter housing. It features inlet and outlet for the water, a bleeder valve for when you're changing out the filters to reduce pressure, and to remove the top for access to the filters. We simply open up the clamp, remove the top, and this plate here holds all the filters in place. Simple to remove. It comes out, and you can see what we have on the inside here. It's 5 Aquamedics filters and a vortexing tube and a harmonizer. That's the whole system. This is designed to filter 5 gallons per minute And all of the contaminants that it does remove are listed on the website, which is a very broad array of contaminants. These are the highest rated filters that I know of on the market that are filter cartridges. They can be changed out yearly. And of course, the process is very simple. You won't have to hire a plumber to do a change out. And the filters are available from Greenfield Water Solutions. And if you want to know more about this, you can read about it on the product page or give us a call. Thanks for watching. That's it for now from Greenfield Water Solutions.
To bring you the best natural wine the world has to offer, we've designed a fully curated membership program. Every selection you receive is different and unique. Every wine is picked by our wine team, lab tested for purity, and curated into a special box for your enjoyment. So how does the membership work? We offer two main options: a half case of 6 bottles or a full case of 12. You can request all reds, all whites, or a perfect split of both. Then you can set the frequency, monthly or every other month. We offer a similar simple membership for rosé and sparkling wines. After you choose these basic options, we'll do the rest. With every box we send you, we aim to present the greatest diversity of flavors, textures, and profiles. There is a healthy mix of the classics, but also rare varietals. We do this because natural wines taste different from their commercial counterparts. We want to share the best possible experience with you so you can discover new wines you love. And you can always reorder a wine that took your heart, or ask us to avoid certain profiles. The best part is, you don't need any wine knowledge to fully enjoy these boxes. We curate our selections to be enjoyed without worry. Ultimately, this is Dry Farm Wines. We are so grateful to be able to share the power of natural wines with you.
Hey, welcome back. It's Dr. Ernst here. And look, it's a special broadcast of the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. We're streaming live to our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram viewers simply because the Tar Heels are playing today and I don't get the opportunity to be on the airways. But as we mentioned at the top of the hour, that doesn't stop us from coming at you and teaching you how to heal yourself. Hey, it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free. And what we're talking about today is energy. Cliff notes to solving energy. And the issue here is if your energy isn't working, then your health is also on a decline. And we see a lot of issues. Check this out. Some of the common symptoms of people who are having adrenal and or chronic fatigue energy issues. Lightheadedness when coming from a sitting to a standing position. That ever happened to you? Brain fog, forgetfulness. More frequent infections, and we talked about how chronic infections can be the reason for our energy drain. Pain, watch this, in the upper neck or upper back, indicating a subluxation present, a misalignment compressing the nerve, causing you to lose energy to a region within your body electrically. dyspepsia, so that's like indigestion and acid reflux, stomach ulcers. Again, why? If you're losing energy to your systems for repair and regeneration, our body doesn't grow itself back. We don't regenerate our tissues as quickly as we should. Unexplained hair loss. This is a big deal. I'm not talking about just like, oh, my hair is thinning. I'm talking about like I'm losing bits and pieces as I comb my hair, clumps of it in the shower. Often an indication of an adrenal fatigue and thyroid issue. Depressed mood. Look, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but anxiety, depression, sort of this mood disorders, it's affecting a lot of people today. And it's simply because of the fact that we're not producing the energy in our brain that we need, and our gut is often dysbiotic. There's a research world now called psychobiotics. It's the fact that they're saying if your digestive system is overgrown or dysbiotic, too much opportunistic bacteria, we don't produce the neurotransmitters that we need in our brain because they come from the intestines, travel up the vagal and spinal nerves to get into our brain. So serotonin, epinephrine, norepinephrine, all our feel-good hormones come from your gut and use your spinal cord as a conduit to get up into the brain. So can you see how a subluxation could prevent you from getting the neurotransmitters you need to your brain? A subluxation could prevent the energy from going to an organ tissue for repair. This is why subluxations are the number one cause of chronic fatigue, adrenal fatigue, fibromyalgias, etc. Palpitations, arrhythmias, abnormal lab findings, cholesterol, sugars, triglycerides, etc. Watch this one. The inability to lose weight despite taking the right vitamins, eating the right diet, exercising properly, and especially weight that shows up around our abdomen. And sometimes we see these little tremors start to show up. That's an indication of an energy deficiency issue within inside of your body. So what are the top 7? Well, the beginning of the hour, we nailed subluxation, chronic viral and bacterial infections. Wow, the lights just went out of my studio. Let me see if I can turn them back on again. There they are. Look at that. Always fun. And then look at this. Ready? Impaired methylation. The inability for you to tag and activate your B vitamins. Diet insufficiencies. Calcium, magnesium, boron, copper, zinc. All the nutrients that we need to turn our mitochondrial engine. Leaky gut, as I described, it prevents you from absorbing the nutrients that you need so that your body can activate your mitochondrial engines. If you really want to get down to the nitty-gritty of it, these guys right here, these cells within your cells, take your food, your proteins, your carbs, and your fats, and they turn an engine to energy. And what you need for this to work is proper nerve supply, great nutrients, copper, zinc, boron, magnesium, and if that happens, we get really good amounts of energy. And then what this does is it activates healing, repair, regeneration, weight loss. Everyone wants this, but not a lot of us want to go through the effects of finding why and fixing the cause. Yet you're here today watching this because you're looking for that. Could a thyroid problem that's undiagnosed be the reason why you're so tired all the time? Listen, the answer is yes. Okay, I could do a whole show on thyroid, so I'm going to break it down into like 2 minutes. There is a portion of your brain called the hypothalamic pituitary axis. 2 portions of your brain. One senses the need for energy and then tells your pituitary, hey, release a hormone to activate the thyroid. TSH, thyroid stimulation hormone. This hormone travels through your blood and goes into the thyroid and then says, hey, thyroid, make more thyroid hormone. So ready for this? Number 1, if you have a subluxation to the nerves in your neck that go to your thyroid, will that happen? Not to its full efficiency, so you don't produce enough thyroid hormone. Number 2, if you have a gut leak that is causing an overactive antibody response, you might be actually attacking the enzymes in the thyroid that make the hormone in the first place. This is called Hashimoto's. 90% of people who have a diagnosed thyroid condition have that as their root cause, and they're not fixing it. Okay, number 3, if there's toxins and issues within your bloodstream, Mercury, aluminum, cadmium, these all compete for iodine. So what happens is instead of making thyroid hormones, these heavy metals and toxins get in the thyroid and they block the ability for the thyroid to make the correct amount of hormones. So now we have a decreased productivity of T4. And you have to take T4 and do what? Activate it. So we have to make sure our methylation process is working. Can you see how these are major root causes? So if we get the methylation working, we can start to sometimes activate thyroid hormones better. If we clear a subluxation in the neck, we can get the energy pathways going to the thyroid better. If we work on detoxification, we can enhance methylation and start to produce better thyroid hormone response. Because here's the thing most people don't know about a thyroid. The hormone that comes out of the thyroid is inactive. So T4 does nothing in your body. It has to be turned into T3, active thyroid hormone, and that requires, again, an enzymatic process to take an iodine off, and T3 will now give you tons of energy. So what often happens with people who are chronically fatigued, fibromyalgic, adrenal fatigued, or just stressed in general, is they're converting their T4 into a hormone called reverse T3, RT3. Okay, it's very important. If you guys struggle with a thyroid issue, go download some of my previous podcasts about thyroid. Look into reverse T3. If your reverse T3 levels are high, it is like a hibernation hormone. So you ready for this? Fatigue, joint pains. You're going to want to sit and rest and relax because your joints are inflamed. You don't burn fat because when you're hibernating, you need to store for the long haul, right? The winter. We got to survive a hibernation phase. This hormone tells your body to slow down, store fat, and prepare for the up and coming hibernation, if you will. Okay? Why do we need this hormone in the first place? Well, it helps us when we are needing to slow down. Okay, I think God knew that we are going to start getting overly active in our day-to-day life. So he said, well, I can make a hormone cause you to be a little tired and fatigued and make your joints ache and hurt so that you slow down and rest and heal. So it's like kind of a balance, right? But if your reverse T3 levels get too high, the hormone is stimulating your body to do the opposite of what you want. Reverse T3 dominance is real. You can Google it. Look at the symptoms and you'll see number 1 is fatigue. Number 2 is weight loss resistance. 3 is joint pain. Number 4 is my hair thins out. Number 5 is I'm brain fog and forgetful. Notice how they're all the same symptoms of people with adrenal fatigue or chronic fatigue. And what is the cause of this? Subluxation, chronic infections, diet imbalances, impaired methylations, leaky gut, and how that leads to a thyroid issue. Now, I mentioned to you I was going to share with you the top 7 medications that are also sucking the life out of you because every medication has a side effect of fatigue. And here we go. Antihistamines, over-the-counter things used for allergies, hives, rashes, or reactions. These are your sprays up your nose. These are the pills you take to prevent you from having your allergies. Again, what would be a root cause of an allergy issue in the first place? Chronic inflammation. I'm thinking leaky gut. I'm thinking subluxation to the nerves that go and control the sinuses. I know you might be saying, what? Well, I thought it was just the fact I'm inhaling pollen and it's reacting to my nose. Well, why is it that other people inhale the pollen and nothing happens to them? Well, they're not allergic to it. No. See, you've been lied to. Your body should have a natural reaction to a foreign invader. Yours is overstimulated, which is why you're getting runny nose, cough, fever, congestion, all this kind of stuff from seasonal allergies. If you clear the nerve, your brain will clear your sinuses. If you clean out your gut, you reduce the hyperinflammation response. And listen, I've seen it over and over again. Speaking for myself, massive chronic seasonal allergies in the past. Got my gut cleaned out, got my methylation back on track again, cleared my subluxations, and no more seasonal allergies whatsoever. I haven't snorted an inhaled spray in years, nor do I take over-the-counter antihistamines. This is a big one, muscle relaxants. Okay, look, a lot of people are taking pain pills because they have tight muscles or whatever, right? So think about this. Why would a muscle contract and spasm on its own, because it doesn't just do it by itself, unless it's trying to fix a subluxation. So if your spine is bent, so for example, let's say I've got two segments, the spine is bent like this, these muscles over here are going to be hypertonic, they're tight. So your body's going to cause a contraction of the muscles over here in an attempt to correct your spine. So if this is stuck, subluxation, these muscles pull and pull and pull, but nothing moves. So we have chronic muscle spasms and back pains. And if you go to your physician, they'll say, well, let's give you a muscle relaxer to try to fix this. Can I chemically make the muscle relax? Yes, but I don't solve the problem. So what happens? It comes back, and we constantly have to take the medications. Chronic muscle spasms are an indication there is some sort of a subluxation somewhere. Correct the subluxation, realign the spine, and then the muscle spasms disappear. Antidepressants. This is a big one, guys. A lot of people are taking Paxil and Zoloft and Wellbutrin and Celexa and whatever, all these antidepressants that are either benzodiazepines to try to calm their anxiety, or they're subtle stimulants to try to make them feel better if they're depressed. The problem and the unfortunate reality is we're chemically altering the way the brain works, and while that might make you feel better temporarily, it actually causes more of a neurochemical imbalance, and it sucks the life out of your energy. Beta blockers, blood pressure medications, right, to try to control cardiovascular conditions. That's a big issue. Antibiotics. This is a big one because not only do we wipe out the healthy bacteria in the intestines when we go after the abnormal bacteria, but I don't know if you know this or not, an antibiotic is not selective. It's not like it just goes only into where you want it to go. They travel all over the body, and they deplete your energy pathways. Okay, so here's our 7 destroyers of your energy. Subluxation, misalignment of the spine, preventing your brain from communicating to your organs properly. Chronic infections, and a lot of you have this. Remember, we discussed, look at your neutrophil and lymphocyte ratios by percentages. Neutrophils should be 60%, lymphocytes 30%. If you see lymphocytes going up 35, 40, 45, and neutrophils coming down 55, 40, etc., ding, 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 you just tested positive for a chronic infection of either viral or bacterial source. You can find out by looking at the ratios. Dietary imbalances, not having enough copper, magnesium, zinc, boron, the big, big boys that turn your mitochondrial engines. And the reason for the deficiencies in these nutrients isn't always because you're not taking them. It's because your gut is leaking. Number 4, gut leak. Number 5, impaired methylation. You have to activate your enzymes, and you have to activate your B vitamins. A lot of you either have a quasi or a full MTHFR mutation, or you are enzymatically not activating your detox pathways. There are supports you can take called methylation supporters. We have some called Methylmend and Methylfirst that help to turn that process back on again. Leaky gut, which causes the nutrient deficiencies in the first place. Thyroid abnormalities, a undiagnosed or a currently diagnosed thyroid issue. And then, of course, the medications that we take that are causing all the problems in the first place because of the side effects. So if you think about this, we look at these 6 or 7 and we say, now how do we fix this? How do we stop a medication? Well, number 1, you have to be under some sort of coaching and guidance. I don't want you to just think I'm here saying like, go stop all meds. No. Okay? Work with a functional physician, holistic doctor, someone like ourselves. If you need help, download the Energy Heal Thyself ebook. A lot of the resources I'm talking to you about today are in here for free for you. Some of the tests that'll show you how to do this. And then also join me for the masterclass. It's next Saturday, guys. It's free. 10 a.m. in the morning. Click the link either up there or down there, wherever it is on your screen. All we need is your name, your information, your email, and we'll send over to you the ebook, and we'll get you registered for the masterclass where I'm going to teach you how to solve this. But hopefully I think you understand. How do we get rid of a subluxation? First, you have to go to a structural chiropractor and find out if your spine is aligned or if you have a misalignment causing a curvature pattern that shouldn't be there, compressing a nerve. And what is the fix for this? The appropriate structural adjustment to realign your spine and get it back on track again. How do we correct dietary deficiencies? Well, number 1, you got to get tested to see where your levels are. Okay, you can have vitamin, mineral, and nutrient testing. I'm a bigger fan of test versus guess. You'll spend hundreds of dollars taking vitamins you might not even need. And again, remember, how's your methylation process? If you take certain nutrients, you have to activate them through a process called methylation, which is an enzyme that does it for you. So a lot of you just simply need to take your methyl enzymes to help you methylate, and you'll naturally start to correct what you already have. Can we start to support you with certain supplements? Copper, magnesium, zinc, boron, minerals more than anything else. Absolutely. What about for thyroids? Well, look, you need to get it diagnosed, right? If you haven't had a functional thyroid panel, I don't care if you're taking medications or not, it's worth doing because often you'll see a trend before the diagnosis. We want to look at reverse T3 and see if the hibernation hormones are high. We want to look at T4 and T3 to see are they converting properly. We need to look at the antibodies to see if you have antibodies against the production or the hormone itself. It's worth meeting with a holistic physician who's trained and certified in endocrinology, hormones, etc. How do we repair a gut? Well, guys, there's the 4R process that I teach. Very simple. Remove the foods you're eating that are causing the inflammation and the damage in the first place. It's usually grains and foods that are high in pesticides, non-organic fruits and vegetables, and corn, wheat, oats, and soy. Replace them with healthy foods that nourish and heal the gut. Where do I get my healthy food list? All of it's in the Energy Heal Thyself ebook. So click the link on your screen and you can download it today. Then we need to re-inoculate healthy, good probiotic bacteria. Not just taking a probiotic, but eating fermented foods that are high in the enzymes and the probiotics you can't get through pills. I'm a bigger fan of you eating naturally fermented foods than saying, what probiotic enzymes or should I take? Okay, if you're going to go the route of probiotics, make sure it's more than just 2 or 3 strains. Not the count, but how many different bacteria are in there? Okay, you've got thousands of different types of strains of bacteria in your intestines. To think you're going to throw acidophilus and bacillus coagulans at your gut and fix it is like, that's insane, number one, okay? So instead, we want a well-rounded, at least 13, 14, 15 different types of probiotic bacteria and make sure the counts are high enough. Okay, if you're doing like a 40 or 50 billion, it sounds like a lot, doesn't it? It pales in comparison. You got hundreds of trillions of counts of bacteria in your gut. So you need a probiotic that's in the 100, 150, or 200 billion count. Okay, and then number 4, just simply let it repair. Your gut can heal by itself. It takes on average 2 to 4 weeks if you're removing the inflammatory foods in the first place, replacing them with the gut healing foods, and using a re-inoculation program with fermented foods and multi-strain high-count probiotics. The diets and the nutrients are in the ebook, so download it now. And can we enhance our detoxification process to help us with methylation and to remove pesticides and heavy metals? Yes, and yes, and yes. So now watch this, okay? A lot of people say, Dr. Ernst, how do you have so much energy? I want what you have. And I tell them, well, I focus on these 7 things. I choose actively to say, I'm not going to take a medication. I used to take medications for things because I was undereducated as to cause. Once I got rid of the cause of my conditions, I no longer need the medications. So you need to work with a physician who is trained in helping you reduce and eliminate the need for medications by fixing the underlying cause. Check yourself. Look, you need to get testing. Look for your adrenal glands. Look for your thyroid. Check your minerals and your nutrients. I do them on myself every year to confirm, am I holding my base nutrients, or do I need to add or remove things to my regimen of nutrients and diet? I do take methyl supports. Every single day I take an enzyme. It's a methylation enzyme. It's part of my daily routine. It's in our cell vitality packs if you're a patient. I work on, again, the nature of stimulating my immune system. Number 1, by ensuring that no matter what I do not want to let a subluxation sit in my spine for any duration of time. I get quarterly checkups on my spine with thermography, annual x-rays, just like you guys do with your teeth When you go to a dentist, they check them, they x-ray them, they're looking for abnormalities. You need to get your spine checked on a regular basis to confirm it's in its healthy position and working properly. Do that, and all else follows. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you found today's special broadcast to be helpful and informative. If you know somebody that's struggling with energy, share. Send this, however you're watching it, out to your friends, and make sure you join us for the masterclass I'm hosting next Saturday, 10 a.m. in the morning, absolutely free. I'm going to take you through a journey of testing your body to find your root cause and solving your energy crisis so you can get your health back. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week.